Since priests don't what?
Live their lives for themselves.
Oh. Yeah. I don't think I understand it. You mean, do priests what?
Since priests live their lives not for themselves, they live for...
Oh, yes. Oh, God. Great question. I'm a little slow. I should have had more coffee this morning. I've been a priest. You know, it's great. You know, when I was up for the role, Scott Peters created the 4400, and he actually wrote the pilot of Veep. So he called me and told me about the part, and then I was fortunate enough to get it. I did a lot of history. The thing about the internet now, you can Google anything. I was raised in a small town in Minnesota, and there was a priest, St. John's University, was a huge preschool. That was like 7 miles from where I grew up, and we'd go there on Sundays at church, and I would see all these priests, and I was fascinated by the fact that these guys devoted their lives to become a priest and to help others spiritually. It's such a noble, extraordinary thing to do, regardless of whatever you believe in. It's just someone's devoting themselves to something for others. I think it's beautiful. So I did a lot of research about it. It's not easy to become a priest. You know, there's 7 years of studying that you have to do, and then they literally ask you, I mean, to the umpteenth degree, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, it's not something somebody can do flippantly. And when they do that, it's beautiful. It's like, and I thought of Father Jack as the guy who was like the teacher in high school that you all liked, everybody liked, and was doing it for the right reasons. But he became a priest for the right reasons. And with that, there's a whole back history of Father Jack. It's a little messy that I thought was interesting, that I kind of came up with, because I think as people we have to have that yin and yang, you have to have that duality. You can't just have somebody who's just always doing good. You know, he's got to come from something. Like, why did he become a priest? But that was kind of like the thing for Father Jack, being he's the moral compass of the show. I was a little concerned that he was always going to play this so sweet and good. I wanted to see more of the dirty, where he makes mistakes and screws up, which they wrote, and I appreciated that very much.
Father Jack had a military background, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Which you didn't get to see a lot of, which were interesting.
Yeah, considering we're in a war, you know, it would have been helpful. We had some skills in there somewhere, I think. There's a skill set. Yeah, but, you know, it would have been nice to do another season. We could have figured out more things.
Yeah. There's a question back there. You guys can probably just yell it.
Speaking of another season, were there any words that you guys heard about the direction it was going to go, or anything in case that wasn't the ending?
I didn't. I mean, even with every episode, we would just read it a week before, a couple days before, to find out what was going to happen. They really didn't fill us in, unless it was something major, like we're going to kill you off. Which another one was heard from us. But usually it's last minute, so they didn't tell us kind of the direction it was heading in. I know they were going more towards the mythology of the bees and why we were there, and our biology, but I'm not sure which direction it was heading, and unfortunately it was left with a major cliffhanger. A lot of characters died. You know, Lisa's evil twin was born, Grandma's gone, so it would have been really interesting.
Yeah, Scott Rosenbaum was the showrunner, and he really brilliant ideas. So I know it would have been extraordinary and creative, but it's unfortunate we'll never find out.
I would love to know what would have happened. I really would have. And I would love if we could have done a mini-series or something just to wrap it up for fans, because it's not really fair.
I agree.
We can, you know, make a cartoon or act it out for you guys.
On that note, I actually was aware, if you were aware, Project Alice is actually a letter writing campaign to get V on TNT or as a miniseries. There's actually a fan base group called Project Alice that I'm part of.
Oh,
Are you Alice?
thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, there's a fan base group. It's called Project Alice. They give all of the addresses to mail letters to TNT to pick up V.
Oh.
Yeah,
I've actually
there's
heard
a
about
huge,
this.
yeah, there's a huge fan
Pretty
group,
great.
so you obviously have enough support, hopefully.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you've seen what the fans do for Serenity. Yeah, they got that through letter writing, so if you're not aware of it, I hope you're aware of it, yeah, you'll send letters in. So.
Everybody in this room sent 10
I asked for digital letters, don't send emails, because that's TNT's policy, just so you know, and they're all posted, so.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good luck. I hope it works, so.
Yeah.
Yes. I gotta start writing some letters. Here we go.
Hi. If you could have played any other character on the show, male or female, who would you have chosen and why?
I would have played Lisa. She had the best outfits.
Or no outfits.
There were no outfits. No.
That's it. What do you mean? Oh, the costume?
You know, I don't know. You just look good and everything. I don't know. I thought Brian was great. I like Morris Chestnut's character. You know, I think he got, you know, it's difficult that his daughter, you know, and trying to get connected to his emotional life, and I thought that was great, you know. But then, you know, it's weird. I look at all the other cast members, and I can't imagine anybody else playing those roles. You know, it's so perfectly cast. But yeah, I'll be right. You?
Probably Erica, Elizabeth Mitchell's role. Maybe one day. I mean, I just such a strong character, and she always had breaking points where you saw this, you know, raw emotion, and I was just like the Beatles of that. She's so amazing. But as a character, one day I would love to play such a strong mother who's also got her career going for her, and you know, she was able to play every single emotion that you could possibly play on a series, and she was just great. And I'd love to be a part of that.
That's completely understandable.
Were you nervous when they started bringing in the original V actors like Mark Singer and Jane Geidler? Because on the one hand, it's a ratings gimmick, and then the other, it's less screen time for your characters.
About Jane Adler and bringing her on, were we happy? And of course, having seen the original, I mean, they told us that she was coming on the show. We were all really excited, and I was a little intimidated because she has such a strong presence. And then she came on set, and I mean, besides the fact that she still looks amazing, and has this, just she walks in the room, there's this elegance, but she's also goofy, and you know, I wasn't as intimidated once I got to know her, and then we had our scenes together, and she's wonderful, and you know, we can have some of the original cast on the show. We're lucky. There's never a downside to that. We had Mark Singer at the end, so unfortunately they get to see more of them, but I don't think there's ever a downside to it.
No.
Great.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was being nervous, excited. You know, I mean, I'm a fan of both of their work, and being that the show's a very ensemble show, it's not like screen time is going to make, you know, we had like nine cast members.
Yeah, there was a lot of screen time in general.
So 11, 9. But no, it was great. I remember when Mark came on, I didn't have any scenes with him, but we sat back, you know, in Video Village and talked and chatted about the original. And for him, I was more curious of what he thought about coming on to this one. Like, how do you feel about this? I was really excited to hear his thoughts. And, you know, typical actor, you know, he was gracious and wonderful and excited about being working again, you know, and you know, all of us are very appreciative about work, you know, we're working. There's a lot of people who are
That's
not.
the hardest part.
Yeah.
And also having, Jane on the show brought a whole new dynamic to Anna and Lisa, having grandma there, and now Lisa finally had someone she could rely on and someone who could inform her about her people and what she didn't know had happened in the past to her mother. So it's just another way for me as an actor to express emotion whenever I'm around Anna. I can't. So, I mean, unless I'm with Tyler, I really was just this, you know, blank slate. So with Jane there, I was able to show more as well, which was great. Open the doors.
Hi guys, thanks for coming. Laura, I understand that you did the voice of Rankin Watson in New Stark video games, Stark at the time. Can you explain a little bit how you got that and what was like doing that?
Yes, the movie Spider-Man Edge of Time and Mary Jane in the video game. And honestly, I'd never done a video game before, and when they called them, they I guess we were looking for sci-fi actors to do the voices. Katie Sackhoff did one as well. And I was excited, yeah, she's great. And, you know, Mary Jane's an honor to play her as well. And I've done ADR before, which is additional dialogue recording for episodes of V or whatnot, but I've never done this. And I didn't actually get to watch the video game while recording it. I didn't see any of it. I didn't know what Mary Jane was going to look like. So it was a little odd for me, and most of the time was spent screaming, falling down an elevator shaft. Other than that, it was great. It was fun. And I'd love to do more video games. It's a way to go over the top with your acting, and you can't do that on V. It's very realistic, and in video games you can be very big with it. So it's fun.